Chapter 45.
45，这以赛亚书45。
And it talks about how God uses Cyrus.
这个以赛亚书第45章是在讲，就是耶和华如何的这个使用塞鲁士，波斯王塞鲁士。
Now Isaiah has been leading up to a climax.
这个以赛亚书现在写到现在，就渐渐的进入高潮。
And the climax was introducing Cyrus, king of Persia.
那在其中一个呢，就是一个过程，就是这要介绍这个波斯王塞鲁士。
Now remember, at this time Cyrus was not yet born.
大家还是要再次被提醒，就是以赛亚写这个预言的时候，塞鲁士还没有出生的，那是提早100年前的事。
But Isaiah states that God had already chosen him, even naming him centuries before.
但是以赛亚在这里非常明确的宣告，这个耶和华将要这个使用塞鲁士，并且在塞鲁士降生前100年就预告他的名字。
Now in this chapter, Isaiah now pauses to recount the deeds of Cyrus, what he did.
在第45章，实际上以赛亚书就做了个停顿。这个停顿呢，是为了要介绍塞鲁士和他的作为
，and to recount the reasons and the aim of his calling.
并且要介绍他是如何的，他这个就是塞鲁士要怎样用塞鲁士，并且用他的这个目标是什么，方向是什么。
And to exhibit the effects of his appearance, yeah.
并且还要这个详细的介绍这个人他到底是一个什么样的人。
Now, there are 3 things Isaiah wants to mention.
在这章里面有3件事情是以赛亚想要提到的。
So if you want to write them down, these 3 things.
这个3件事情，请大家作为笔记可以。
The one is that Cyrus himself would recognize Israel's God as the true God.
第一件事情就是塞鲁士自己将会承认以色列的王耶和华，并且他自己也会相信。
The second thing is that Israel might be delivered by him.
第2件事情就是这个通过塞鲁士，以色列将要得拯救。
And the third thing is that all nations might acknowledge Israel's God as the only God who is the creator of light and darkness and peace and calamity.
第3就是通过这样的拯救，使得万国万邦都能够看见这个以色列的神是拯救的神，并且让全地的民都可能通过耶和华得拯救。
Those are the things that we're gonna see when we go through this chapter.
我们这3件事情，等一下我们都会看见这个3个部分，这个在45章里面。
And now, right in the first line there, thus says the Lord to Cyrus his anointed.
第一句在45章的第一句说：“我耶和华所膏的塞鲁士。”
Now Isaiah calls Cyrus the Lord's anointed.
他讲到是说塞鲁士是耶和华所膏的。
Now this is very important.
这是一个非常重要的一个关键。
prior to this, in the other chapters, we mentioned that Cyrus was called the Lord's anointed.
首先，塞鲁士被称为耶和华所膏的。
Israel was called the Lord's servant.
以色列被称为耶和华的仆人。
But then the third one was called the Lord's servant and anointed one, both servant and anointed.
那第三个角色，他被有两个，同时被称为神的耶和华的受膏者和耶和华的仆人。
And this is a very high designation, anointed.
这个被所膏的意思，这是在这个是个非常高的这么一个位置。
Now Cyrus is not called the servant of Jehovah.
这个很有意思，塞鲁士不能被称为是耶和华的仆人。
That is a humble position.
因为仆人是一个很谦卑、卑微的这么一个地位。
You see, Cyrus was called to be a conquering hero, a king.
这个塞鲁士是被称为得胜的征服者，一个王的形象。
He was not called to be a servant.
他不是被称为一个仆人的这么一个形
And
象。
that's why he was anointed, because it was kings that were anointed.
既然他是王，那么王就才被膏，被受膏的才叫王。
So his work was to rescue Israel from the world power of Babylon.
他的这个目标是，耶和华要使用他的目标，就是要把以色列从世界的外邦的强权手里把它拯救出来。
Now, this is something we must think about. It is interesting that Israel rejected Jesus because he did not come as a conquering hero.
我们知道有一件事情要大家注意的，就是以色列人弃绝耶稣的原因之一是说他不是以一个征服者的一个王的形象来的。
The thing is, Jesus, when he first came, he did not come as a conquering hero, but he will come as a conquering hero later.
这个真理是什么呢？就是基督第一次来的时候，他不是以一个征服者的王者形象来，乃是在第二次的时候，他才以王的身份来。
But Cyrus came anointed by God to rescue his people.
但是这个塞鲁士呢，是受耶和华的所膏，然后来拯救耶和华的百姓。
You see, say this over again. Isaiah called Israel Jehovah's servant.
我们再提一下，就是以赛亚称呼以色列是耶和华的仆人。
See, Israel was never called the Anointed One or Messiah.
在圣经里面从来没有把以色列称为所受膏的以色列，或者说这个拯救者弥赛亚。
Israel's work was to prepare as a servant the way for the third one in the drama of salvation.
这个以色列作为第二个这个角色登场的角色，他的身份是作为耶和华的仆人，是来预备第三个角色登场的。
See, Israel would not have the power of a conquering hero to force nations to come under the authority of God.
所以以色列没有这种强大的权柄和力量，这个来征服列国，使得列国降服在耶和华的权威之下。
And so this one, Isaiah had called only Jehovah's servant, and he was the one who, then the third one, this one, Isaiah had called only Jehovah's servant.
这个在第三个角色呢，耶和华就是以色列称为他为耶和华的仆人。
You see, he didn't say Jehovah's servant Israel.
他并没有称说耶和华的仆人以色列。
And he was the one who would fully complete the work of salvation.
而这个第三个角色被称为耶和华的仆人这个身份的这个基督呢，他才真正是有这个资格来成就神的拯救的大功。
And we know that that one was Jesus.
那么这个第三个角色，我们知道他就是基督耶稣。
So we can see how God's plan, how all these people fit into God's plan.
所以大家要记住，在以赛亚书里面，这里有3个角色，第一个角色是塞鲁士，第二个角色是以色列，第三个角色是耶稣。
See, that one was the Messiah, and the Messiah is both anointed one as well as servant.
所以以赛亚讲到这个弥赛亚基督耶稣的时候呢，说他既是受膏者，又是神的仆人。
And his position was the highest, but to accomplish his work, he had to become the lowest.
大家其实看这里面一个重要的悖论，就是基督的身份是至高的，但是为了要拯救罪人的人类的这个工作，他必须要成为最低的。
And to understand that, we have to go to Philippians, which we've already memorized.
我们有一段圣经我们刚刚背过的，是在腓立比书第2章。
Philippians 2.
腓立比书第2章的这段圣经是帮助我们来更好的理解基督什么叫做至高，什么叫做他又变成最低。
So you can open that and see if you can recite it, you recite it. But if you can't open up and look at it.
如果你还记得的话，你不用背的，你不用这个看的话，你就可以背。不然你就翻到腓立比书第2章。
6 to 6 and 7, I think it is. 6 to 8.
这6到8节。
See, although he existed in the form of God, did not regard equality with God a thing to be grasped.
在第6节说，他本有上帝的形象，不以自己与神同等为强夺的。
But emptied himself, taking the form of a bondservant, and being made in the likeness of men.
第7节说，反倒虚己，取了奴仆的形象，成为人的样式。
And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross.
第8节说，既有人的样子，就自己卑微，存心顺服，以至于死，且死在十字架上。
And so by Isaiah just giving the names to these different people, he actually explains everything that Jesus was going to do and how he was going to do it.
所以以赛亚实际上在以赛亚书里面，他把这个腓立比书新约圣经里的真理也提前这个用寥寥数笔，他实际上已经把它勾勒出来。基督，一个至高的基督将要如何谦卑至死。
Now, a century and a half later, when Cyrus became king of Persia, he did not know Israel's God.
在150年以后，以赛亚写这个书的150年以后波斯王这个塞鲁士正式登基做王。那个时候他还不认识以色列的王以色列的神。
He had his own Persian god.
他那个时候敬拜的是他们波斯的神。
Which was Ahura Mazda.
这个神的名字叫 Ahura Mazda。
That's not the car. That's not the car. The Mazda car.
这不是马自达的车，这叫马自达。马自达是他们的这个拜的这个神的名字。
Now he would very likely not listen to Jews trying to placate him by telling him what God wanted him to do.
很有可能他开始的时候也不愿意听以色列人跟他讲什么耶和华在人类的计划，耶和华要人做什么。
You see, I mean, naturally, King Cyrus of Persia is not going to listen to a little country like Israel.
这很显然，一个被征服的小国的国民怎么可能让这个征服者波斯王这个能够来相信他们口就要传讲的一个什么神旨
You see, the Jews could tell him, it says, look, Cyrus, this is what God says about you.
如果有以色列人跑去跟塞鲁士王说，你看塞鲁士王，这是上帝我们的神所说的关于你的一些事情。
Verse 1 there, see it? Thus saith the Lord to Cyrus, his anointed, whom I have taken by the right hand to subdue nations before him, to loose the loins of kings, to open doors before him, so the gates will not be shut.
在第45章的第1节说：“我耶和华所膏的塞鲁士，我搀扶他的右手，使列国降服在他的面前。 我也要放松列王的腰带，使城门在他面前敞开，不得关闭。
And the book of Isaiah would be an ancient book in Cyrus's day.
在塞鲁士的年代，以赛亚书应该被称为一卷古书。
And Cyrus's wise men would naturally have copies of it.
这个塞鲁士的这些谋士们应该可能有以赛亚书的这个抄本。
And they would have told Cyrus that, look, we read in this book, this Jewish book by Isaiah, that God's hand was in his plans. That they would tell Cyrus that God's hand was in his plans for aggression.
这个可能这些谋士读过以赛亚书的人，他们可能会跟这个塞鲁士王说、波斯王说：“你看啊，这是关于以色列的神耶和华启示以赛亚所写下来的东西，其中讲到你将要征服这个外邦列国的做王的这么一个事情。”
So here Isaiah quotes God saying that he had anointed Cyrus.
所以以赛亚就引用耶和华所说的是什么呢？他说：“我所高的塞鲁士。”
Now, Cyrus was the only Gentile king so treated by God.
在所有的外邦的这个君王里面，唯独这个塞鲁士是被神如此的扶持。
See, in God's eyes, Cyrus was a king appointed by him.
在神的眼里看，塞鲁士王是耶和华所膏立。
What Cyrus had to do was a tremendous work. So God took him by the hand and led him forth to subdue nations.
对这个塞鲁士王来说，要征服列国，征服中东那个时候的，包括连巴比伦这样的强国，那是一件非常艰巨的这个工作。所以耶和华要亲自的介入，要赐大力给他，使得他可以征服列国。
See, kings would not be able to stand against him. Fortified cities would not be able to withstand him.
这个没有世上的列国没有可以阻挡塞鲁士的这个军队的，而且呢，40个国家没有一个可以抵挡。
Now, look and see. We'll look and see at some amazing things that Isaiah says here.
我们看到以赛亚在后面要讲一些非常奇妙的事。
See, Isaiah quotes God saying, "I will go before you."
在第2节说：“我必在你面前行。”是谁呢？说耶和华必在这个塞鲁士面前行。
He said that's in verse 2 there.
第2节就是这样说。
These are the same words God told Israel when they entered Canaan.
当以色列进迦南的时候，耶和华也说同样的话对犹太人说：“我在你们前头行。”
And see, God had given Israel a command to rid Canaan of the sinful nations living there.
当时耶和华吩咐以色列人要铲平当在迦南居住的这些败坏的这个罪恶满盈的那些原住民。
Now Israel was a small, weak nation, so God told him He would go before them to cause them to succeed.
这个对他来说，对以色列来说，这个以色列当时是一个弱小的一个民族，是一个没有自己土地的这么一个弱国。那么耶和华说：“你们要征服迦南地是不可能。那所以呢，我要在你们前头行，我要来帮助你们成就这件大事。”
Now here God says the same thing to Cyrus.
现在耶和华居然对塞鲁士也说同样的话，要在他面前行。
He wanted Cyrus to recognize him.
所以耶和华要塞鲁士也能够认识耶和华。
He wanted Cyrus to recognize him as the only true God.
他要塞鲁士也认识并且承认耶和华才是独一唯一的真神。
So in that second verse, he says, "He will shatter the doors of bronze."
在第2节说，他说：“我必要打破铜门。”
Now history tells us that Babylon had 100 bronze doors.
在历史上记载，巴比伦的城有100道铜门，用铜做出来铸出来的铜门。
But this is the interesting thing. When Isaiah said that, those doors had not been built yet.
这个有意思的事情是，当耶和华叫小玉以赛亚书写的时候，那个时候的巴比伦城都还没有建呢。
It was Nebuchadnezzar who made those doors, and he was not yet in power.
这个尼布甲尼撒在100年以后才去建这个巴比伦城，把这些铜门都把它建起来。那个时候，当以赛亚写这个书的时候，尼布甲尼撒自己都还没有降生。
And then he says in verse 3, and I will give you the treasures of darkness.
在第3节说，我要将暗中的宝物和隐秘的财宝赐给你。
Now, we have to notice here that when Cyrus conquered Babylon and the other countries, as far as Israel concerned, he got no wealth from Israel.
在当这个塞鲁士王征服列国以后，他那个时候从以色列的角度来说，他没有得到以色列的财富。
And because he sent Israel back to he sent Israel back to Jerusalem with all of the gold that Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple.
因为当时塞鲁士在位以后，他准许犹太人重返这个耶路撒冷的时候，他说：“你们可以把尼布甲尼撒从耶路撒冷所掳来的黄金宝器，你们全部可以带回去。”
But God paid so that he did that work of freeing Israel without pay.
所以换句话说，塞鲁士是把以色列人就这么放回去了，然后呢，什么好处都没拿到。
But then God paid Cyrus from all the other nations that he conquered, and he acquired a tremendous amount of wealth from them.
但是耶和华是奖赏了塞鲁士，是什么？让塞鲁士在其他的列国当中得到了这个难以估计的巨大的这个财富和宝藏。
So because in verse 3 it says, "And I will give you the treasures of darkness, hidden wealth of secret places."
在第3节说，我要将暗中的宝物和隐秘的财宝赐给你。
And the reason why he would do that is so that Cyrus would know that it is God, the Lord, the God of Israel, who calls you by name and gives it to you.
这里是说，他说使你知道提名召你的就是我耶和华以色列的神。
Not only was Cyrus given this great wealth, but God also said, "It is I who call you by name."
这个不但是有耶和华所赐给他的财宝，而且呢，耶和华说我还什么呢？提你的名召你。
And the reason why God did this, let's look in the Bible and see.
我们来看为什么耶和华要如此行。
See, and who calls you by name for the sake of Jacob, my servant.
是什么缘故要召他呢？在第4节说，因我仆人雅各的缘故。
And Israel, my chosen one, I have also called you by your name.
因为我所拣选以色列的缘故，就提名召你。
I have given you a title of honor.
他说，我也加给你一个名号。
Though you have not known me.
虽然什么呢？虽然你不认识我，但是我加名号给你。
You see, that's why I said at the beginning that Cyrus, when he started, he didn't know God.
所以我们讲到说，当他这个塞鲁士做王的时候，他根本不认识耶和华。
It was because of the very important work I had for you to do. So learn who I am. This is what God is saying to Cyrus.
所以塞鲁士这个耶和华对塞鲁士的这个要说的话是什么呢？他说：尽管你不认识我，但是呢，我要交给你的任务是如此的艰巨和 和这个重要。所以呢，你要什么？你要想办法要认识我，你要这个知道我是谁。
You see, he says, Cyrus, I am the Lord, and there is no other.
耶和华对塞鲁士说，第5节大家看说，我是耶和华，在我以外并没有别神。
Do not compare me with Ahura Mazda.
这个也不要把我跟你那个呼兰马斯达你们这个波斯的神去相比。
That is not another name for me.
这不是我耶和华的另外一个名字罢了，这不是那个是个假神。
And so this is something. Allah is not another name for God.
所以阿拉不是上帝的另外一个名字。
And that's not in this chapter here, but I just added that in there.
这句话不是在这个圣经里面，但是这个意思是同样的。
See, beside me there is no God.
除了我以外，再没有别神。
See, though you did not know me, I will strengthen you.
尽管你不认识我，我呢要什么？我要给你束腰，我要加添力量给你。
And so you see, Isaiah is explaining all what Cyrus is supposed to, God wants Cyrus to do, and also what God wants Cyrus to learn.
这里是不但是这个耶和华想要这个塞鲁士去做什么，而且呢，也要希望塞鲁士能够认识耶和华是独一的真神。
But it's not only Cyrus that God wants to learn about him, but it is all the nations. All the nations will know God.
尽管这个不但是塞鲁士要认识耶和华，连这个万国万民都要认识耶和华。
You see verse 6 there, that men may know from the rising of the sun to the rising to the setting of the sun, that there is no one besides me.
在第6节说，从日出之地到日落之处，使人都知道，除我以外没有别神。
And so Isaiah repeats the statement that there is no other God.
所以以赛亚在这里反复的重复，大家看，这是一个很强烈的语气在那重复，除耶和华以外没有别神。
And this is one of the teachings of Isaiah all the way through, is that there is no other God. All the names of all the religions about gods, they are not God.
所以以赛亚书有一个鲜明的一个主题，一个重点，反复强调的就是除耶和华以外没有别神。任何的宗教，任何的这个神职，无论是在哪里的，都不是神，都不是真神。
And then he goes on and he says, I form light and create darkness.
第7节说，我造光又造暗。
Darkness is the absence of light.
这个暗是什么？是没有光，这就叫暗。
How can God create darkness?
那请问他怎么能够造暗呢？
Isaiah explains it by saying, He causes peace and creates calamity.
这个以赛亚在这里解释，他说什么呢？他说我施平安又降灾祸。
You see verse 7 there. The one forming light and creating darkness, causing well-being and creating calamity. Well-being can be peace.
在第7节说，我造光又造暗，我施平安又降灾祸，造作一切的是我耶和华。
And then he finishes, and I am the one, I am the Lord who does all these things.
他第7节是这样结尾说，造作一切的都是我耶和华。
See, Isaiah is continuing what he said before. Idols are nothing.
以赛亚再次重复他前面讲过的，就是所有的偶像都，什么都不是。
Everything that happens is God's doing. You better believe it.
一切的事情都是耶和华的作为，所以你最好相信。
See, God is planning His plan of salvation. This is all tied to God's plan of salvation.
上帝一直在工作，就是为了预备的救恩。
But what God and Isaiah are running up against is the people who are rejecting it.
但是以赛亚所面对的这个处境是什么呢？就是上帝的，就是地上的人去弃绝耶和华，不相信。
So in verses 8 to 13, having displayed Cyrus as God's chosen vessel, Isaiah shows how he fits into God's messianic program.
这个前面讲了这个塞鲁士的一些情况以后，从第8到第13节就讲了，这个塞鲁士在上帝的救恩的计划里面到底要成为一个什么样，起一个什么样的作用。
You see, this is the way he explains it. The blessings he talks about are like rain dropping from heaven.
这个他在讲的这个耶和华的祝福，就像这个雨一样从天上降下来。
So every part of salvation is God's engineering.
所以上帝的救恩，这个救恩的每一部分都是神所规划。
But Israel always shows up in a bad light.
但是呢，以色列呢常常是在常常出现的是一个反面的一个角色，出现一个反面的一个情况。
She is weak and cantankerous.
她常常表现出来是非常的软弱，非常的就是不符合神的心意。
She's cantankerous with God. She's always she's always finding things to complain about.
他们常常是那种怀着一种什么都抱怨，好像似乎从来就没有满足感恩之心。
See verse 9. You see what it says there?
第9节大家看
Woe to the one who quarrels with his maker.
第9节说，祸在那与造他的主争论的。
An earthenware vessel among the vessels of earth.
就是他不过是地上瓦片中的一块瓦片。
Will the clay say to the potter, "What are you doing?"
泥土岂可对这个转弄他的人说：“你做什么呢？”
Or the thing you are making say, "He has no hands"?
那个所做的这个物，岂可对做他的这个人说：“你没有手呢？”
It says, "Woe to him who says to a father, What are you begetting?"
在第10节说，祸在那儿子对父亲说：“你生的是什么呢？”
Or to a woman, "To what are you giving birth?"
或者这儿子对母亲说：“你产的是什么呢？”
And so then he goes on, "Thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel and his Maker, ask me about things to come concerning my sons, and you shall commit to me the work of my hands."
所以第11节大家留心看说，耶和华以色列的圣者就是造就以色列的，如此说：将来的事你们可以问我，至于我的种子并我手的工作，你们可以求我命令。
So Israel is like clay, arguing with the potter and insolent with her father and mother.
所以这里面是把以色列比喻成什么呢？就是跟这个瓦片跟那个造瓦这个泥瓦匠争论，或者是儿子跟父母争论。
But even so, the Lord declares to Israel that He is their maker.
但是尽管如此，以色列还是这个耶和华还是对以色列说：“我是造你们的。”
Now, if they would only turn to Him and ask Him what He is doing, He will enlighten them.
实际上，他们如果转向耶和华，问耶和华说：“求主明示你在我们中间做的工作。”耶和华愿意启示他们，愿意告诉他们耶和华在做什么。
But Israel is blind and deaf.
但是以色列是又聋又瞎。
But God says here, in spite of that, God is not going to stop doing His work of salvation.
尽管如此，耶和华还是不会就此停下他拯救的工作。
He guarantees that Cyrus will produce what God had given him to do.
他还是保证说，通过塞鲁士，他要通过塞鲁士所做的工作，这来成就上帝的救恩。
And you see that verse 13. I have aroused him in righteousness, and I will make all his ways smooth. He will build my city and will let my exiles go free without any payment or reward, says the Lord of hosts.
在第13节说：“我凭公义兴起耶和华，这个塞鲁士又要修直他一切的道路， 他必建造我的城，释放我被掳的民，不是为工价，也不是为赏赐。这是耶和华万军之耶和华说。
See, that's what I said before, that it is without any payment or reward for freeing Israel.
所以大家看见我们前面讲到说，塞鲁士来释放释放以色列人的工作，他这个不是为工价，也得不到，也不是为奖赏。
Now, in next section 14 to 17, Isaiah in this passage is explaining how Egypt and Ethiopia see the rescue of Israel by Cyrus.
在14到17节是在讲埃及和古时将要看见这个上帝如何通过塞鲁士来拯救以色列人。
And to them, Israel was finished.
对他们来说，对埃及和这个古时人眼里看，以色列已经完蛋了，因为已经被征服了。
See, Babylon was so powerful, Israel would never be able to emerge as a nation again.
他们认为巴比伦是如此的强大，不可战胜，所以呢，被巴比伦这个征服的以色列，怎么永远都不可能再能够复国了。
See, the 10 tribes to the north of Judah had gone into exile in many countries.
这个北方的以色列国的10个支派已经什么呢？被掳以后进入了很多的这个国家，就是已经被分散在很多的国家里面。
Now, the 2 tribes in Judah had gone into exile in Babylon.
然后南方的犹大国的2个支派被掳到巴比伦去。
See, Israel as a nation did not exist.
所以在那个时候来看，对那个埃及和古时人来看呢，这个以色列王国已经不见了。
Then here comes Cyrus, another powerful nation, greater than Babylon or Egypt or Ethiopia. And the first thing he does is restore Israel to its homeland again.
但是很有意思的，征服了不可一世的巴比伦帝国和在中东这个傲视群雄的这么一个波斯帝国，他称王以后做的第一件事，居然是让以色列小国重新建国。
And Egypt and Cush and Ethiopia, they see this happening.
而埃及和古时就是埃塞俄比亚亲眼所见这样的事情在他们面前发生。
And they will say, "Surely God is with you, and there is none else, no other God."
所以他们会说什么？他说：“是的，神真的在你们中间，除耶和华以外，再没有别神。”
So although Egypt and Ethiopia fell to worship in their chains, they saw what happened to Israel.
尽管埃及和埃塞俄比亚自己是在陷在偶像崇拜里面，但是他们还是确实是看见这个耶和华在以色列人中间行大事。
So Isaiah said they came in their chains and recognized the God of Israel.
所以这个以赛亚书45章的第14节他说他们必要带着锁链过来，随从你，向你下拜。
And so Isaiah, they saw how all the idols saved nobody.
他们也会亲眼所见，所有他们所崇拜的偶像，不能拯救一个人。
So Israel still can have hope because they still have the Lord.
所以从这个角度看，以色列还是充满希望。为什么？因为以色列的神耶和华从来就没有遗弃他们。
They could anticipate salvation, which would be eternal.
他们可以这个盼望那个永恒的、永远的救恩。
So you see in verse 17, Israel has been saved by the Lord with an everlasting salvation. You will not be put to shame or humiliated to all eternity.
在第17节说，唯有以色列必蒙耶和华的拯救，得永远的救恩，直到永世无尽。
Now, when the Israelites would read the book of Isaiah and came to this portion, they could see that he was talking about a calamity that was coming in the future.
这个对以色列人讲，他们读以赛亚书的时候，他们会看见说，到这个时候， 这个在将来的某一个时间点，以色列人将要碰到一个重要的时刻。
And they could see that that calamity was coming was because of their idolatry.
他们这个一种灾难性的毁灭性的时刻到来，是因为他们偶像崇拜。
But the prophecy also mentioned a way of escape.
但是这样的拯救的这个预言的信息里面，不但指出了这么一个可怕的一个毁灭性的时刻，也实际上指了一条他们可以得以逃脱得拯救的道路。
He says, look, he says, gather yourselves, verse 20, gather yourselves and come, draw near together, you fugitives of the nations. They have no knowledge who carry about their wooden idol and pray to a God who cannot save.
在第20节说，你们从列国逃脱的人要一同聚集前来，那些抬着雕刻木像、祷告不能救人之神的，毫无知识。
You see, Isaiah was saying here, a remnant was going to escape.
他这里讲到是说，这个第20节说，你们从列国逃脱的人，意思就是将会有余下的民将从列国逃脱。
And the reason why they're going to be able to escape, because Isaiah here repeats who God declares Himself to be.
这原因之所以会有以色列的渔民得以逃脱，是因为耶和华宣称他自己是谁。
He says He is the creator of the heavens. He formed the earth and established it to be inhabited.
他说他是这个造天地万物的这个神，而且他将来要把这个赐给那个他所拯救的这个。
And what he was saying was, they, the Jews, were there because God had arranged it to be so.
而且他们之所以犹太人之所以在那个地方，是因为神的计划当中要让他们在那个地方。
And you see these verses. Who has announced this from old? Who has long since declared it? Is it not I, the Lord? And there is no other God besides me, a righteous God and a Savior. There is none except me. Always God is trying to get the Jews to understand this, and it was difficult to do it.
在这个21节里面说，你们要述说陈明你们的理，让他们彼此商议，谁从古时指明，谁从上古述说。不是我耶和华吗？除我以外再没有别神。我是公义的神，又是救主。除我以外再没有别神。
And Isaiah reminds them they have been told this before.
以赛亚实际上是在用再次的重复来提醒他们，你们也听过，以前也听过这样的宣告。
So God did not hide it from them.
耶和华从来没有在以色列人面前试图躲藏。
And see, I have not spoken in secret in some dark land. He said, God says, I have not hidden it from you. You know this.
耶和华跟他们说，他说我从来都是光明正大，我直截了当告诉你们我是谁，我从来没有试图在你们面前隐藏我是谁。
And now, when they would be back in Judah, they would read this again and have to agree that they had been told it before.
等到他们重回犹大以后，他们现在通过先知的口再次要提醒以色列人，我现在告诉你们，除我以外没有别神，我以前也跟你们讲过。
And then Isaiah goes on to tell them, to tell Israel that God has insisted to keep telling them, so they have no excuse.
这个地方就是神通过以赛亚告诉他们说，我是不停的反复、不停的重复、不停的告诫、不停的提醒你们，使得将来你们面对审判的时候，你们没有借口，你们不能说，哎，我忘记了，我从来不知道。
See, look at verse 21 there.
大家看第21节。
And God is sort of challenging Israel to speak, to argue.
这实际上是这个耶和华在挑战他们。
He says, declare and set forth your case. Indeed, let them consult together. Who has announced this from of old? Who has long since declared it? Is it not I, the Lord? And there is no other God besides me, a righteous God and a Savior. There is none except me. Again, he says, there is none except me.
在21节说，你们就是我们刚才已经读过，你们要述说陈明你们的道理，让他们彼此商议，是在讲什么？就谁从古时指明？因为圣经说只有耶和华。谁从上古述说？不是我耶和华吗？除我以外，再没有别神。
But God knows that eventually they will turn from their idolatry and turn to Him.
而这个耶和华实际上是在这讲说，总有一天，最后他们是会从偶像崇拜中回转，从这个犯罪里面这个悔改。
And that's what Isaiah put in here in verse 22. Turn to me and be saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am God and there is no other.
第22节说，地极人都当仰望我，就必得救，因为我是神，再没有别神。
You see, it is then that salvation will come to them, and not only to them, but to all the world too.
不仅仅是以赛亚对犹太人呼唤他们，要让他们回转，对全人类这个神都要人回转得救。
Then there will be Jews who will realize that there is no way of escaping God.
对犹太人来说，那只是更直截了当，是告诉他们说，你们不可能从耶和华面前逃脱。
And this is something that we always have to remember. There is no way of our escaping God.
我们也是一样，我们尤其是得救重生基督徒，更要这个牢记一个真理，就是我们没有办法在耶和华面前逃脱或者躲避耶和华的面。
That's why it's so important that we obey Him all the time.
所以我们要自始至终的顺服耶和华，这件事是重中之重。
And in verse 23, I have sworn by myself, and mark that word, I have sworn by myself.
在第23节里面有一个重要的一个字，他说我指着自己起誓。
The word has gone forth from my mouth in righteousness.
我口所出的话是凭公义。
And he says it will not turn back.
而且呢，并不返回。
The might of their God will cause all knees to bow before Him, and all tongues confess Him as Lord.
这个他说，万心必向我跪拜，万口必凭我起誓。
You see, that's what this verse is, and will not turn back. That to me, every knee will bow, every tongue will swear allegiance.
这所以23节的后半节就是在讲说，我口所出的是凭公义，万膝必向我跪拜，万口必凭我起誓。
And then they will say to me, only in the Lord are righteousness and strength. Men will come to Him.
24节说，人论我说公义能力，唯独在乎耶和华。
And all who were angry at Him shall be put to shame. In the Lord, all the offsprings of Israel will be justified and will glory.
24节的后半节说，凡向他发怒的，必致蒙羞。以色列的后裔都要因耶和华得称为义，并要夸耀。
So what God is saying is that my plan of salvation is going to happen.
这个作为总结，耶和华在说什么呢？讲了这么洋洋洒洒一个章节，就是我的救恩的计划一定会成就。
It doesn't matter about all the idols that people make.
不管那些人手所造的偶像什么乱七八糟、乌烟瘴气的是什么，我所设立的救恩一定要成就。
It doesn't matter how the Israel and the world will fight against Him.
也不管包括以色列在内，天下的万国万民都是什么抵挡神。
This salvation which is coming through Israel is going to prosper and is going to be fully successful.
尽管地上的人抵挡神，但是神通过西安而出，通过以色列的救恩从以色列家开始，然后呢，救恩要实行到全人类。
For Israel, all of their seed will be justified in God.
以色列的后裔都必因耶和华得称为义。
And so you see how Isaiah is developing this whole plan is developing. He's not developing it. He is showing how the plan of God's plan of salvation is developing.
所以以赛亚在这个地方得到神的亮光以后，他就把这个耶和华拯救的这个大功、拯救的这个计划的细节，就一点一点的介绍给我们。
Okay, do you have any question? Okay, Alex, will you lead us in prayer, please?